Hello and good morning. Welcome to Heather and Hops, my little place on the internet where I talk about whatever knitting projects that I've been up to and share with you the little things that I've maybe acquired or been gifted, which has been really kind, which I have today. I don't often have acquisitions and gifting, but I'm very grateful for the things that I've received today. I am having a little sip on a breakfast tea in a beautiful mug which my friend Becky gifted me. I think it was handmade in Cornwall. Yeah, it's a little bit dark in here. It is very early in the morning, but I really wanted to record before I go out into the cold, so here I am. My name is Kat, or Catherine. You can find me on Instagram as Cat Weaver or on Ravelry as Cat Weaver too. Not very difficult. Yeah, let's start. I'm going to be quite quick today, just because I am off to work very shortly. So my first thing is that I am wearing my Dreaming Slow hat, which was a pattern that I designed for Tune Fibre and is knitted in the Meadow colourway as the base and Dust as the mohair, which is held double, so it's kind of muted the colour down quite a lot, and I really like this hat. And now the weather's starting to get cooler, it's particularly ideal. It's quite warm. So the first thing I'm really pleased with, it has been entirely finished. It's only had a light blocking, but that's all it really needed. I love it. So this is the By the Campside, and it is a pattern by Rachel, who is Unwind Knitwear. I'll insert some photos and a bit of footage of me wearing it and dancing around in the park. But this is one of the most, it is too warm in my living room today to be wearing it, but this is one of the snuggliest, coziest things that I've owned. I tend to put it on in the mornings, in the evenings. I've been wearing it almost all the time at work just because I can fit so many layers underneath it and it is freezing. So this is knitted in one of my favourite yarns of all time so far that I've discovered. I've not been knitting that long, I've been knitting just over a year now. But this is West Yorkshire Spinners Jacob fleece. So I've used the light grey, the medium grey and the brown black. I really love these colours. I'm not sure why I love it so much, but I'm not adverse to sticky wool or sort of more rustic wool, I guess. Beautiful. This has quite an interesting construction method. You steek for the bottom, and it means that you're working from the end of the sleeve into the body, and then from the end, like the start of the sleeve out to the end of the sleeve. Did that make sense? So where you'd normally join stitches, you do join stitches, however, you're working sideways instead of in the round down. That makes sense. Vertically, not horizontally. Yeah. A beautiful piece. I really hope this is released soon because I can't wait to see everyone else's versions of this. I can imagine that I'm going to knit another one just because it really is very wearable. It took me about 2 weeks to do, which isn't very long, and I could probably do it over a longer period, but I did want it done because the test knit was due tomorrow and I have some Christmas knitting that I'd still like to get on with. So a beautiful pattern, Unwind Knitwear. She's got some beautiful other patterns. I've got the Sunsets and Sand, or Sand and Sunsets, I will pop it down here, pattern which I was very excitedly won. So I just joined her group and I won a gift of a free pattern. And it is one that I'd been wanting to knit, and it is almost like the summer version of this. It's gorgeous. Yeah. So that's my first finished object. My next project is a mostly finished. This was, or is, my third version of the Betty and Judy Lodge sweater by Amy Appel of Boys and Girl Knits, and this is my mum's one. The only thing I haven't finished is weaving in the ends, because is finishing the crochet on the back. So on the back of here, you do a little crochet chain and pop a button in. So it's got a lovely little keyhole back. I did opt for the puffy sleeves, and I'm so pleased with how this has come out. I've done it slightly different. Oh, excuse me. Morning voice. Let's have some hydration. So I'm really pleased with how this has turned out. I did her. Oh goodness. I'm really pleased with how this has turned out. I'm not so pleased with how my voice is behaving this morning. My apologies. Yeah, so I've done little red on the ribbing instead of following the white. I obviously did my little trees for my mum instead of the holly, with the hope that she will... I've got some jingle bells that I'd like to put on, but what I might do instead is gift her a little pack of maybe baby tinsel, some tiny baubles and some jingle bells, and she can decorate them if she wants to, because, you know, it might be quite nice to have it fairly classy and then have it a bit more fun, maybe if we go to the pantomime. Oh no, we won't. Yeah, I'm that person. So yeah, I'm really pleased with this. I think this is going to fit quite nicely. I love that it is knitted in cotton. I'll come a bit closer and you can see my dodgy handiwork. I'm kidding. But this was knitted in Drops Paris, which is a cotton base. My mum is the age where you go hot and cold, has very much hot flushes, so I think she'll appreciate not having a woolly jumper. Fingers crossed anyway, and I think it's going to fit. She was round yesterday and it was sat on my sofa and I had to sort of dive bomb onto it and cover it up, so hopefully she didn't notice. And on Friday I cast on my 4th Betty and Judy Lodge sweater. So this one is a gift for a very lovely friend who has supported me quite a bit over the last year or so. We've been friends since I was very young, sort of 12 years old maybe. And she came back into my life a few years ago and she's just amazing. So she's not one to ask for things or comment that she'd want stuff. So I feel like she's very knit worthy. She appreciates anything that's handmade. Fingers crossed. So I've done, she's a goth. I'm going to say it like that. She is a goth. She would appreciate that. She's a goth, but she's not really. So I was going to do her a Christmassy jumper with black cats on. However, after thinking about it and the tails and things, and she also has 3 cats, not 2, and I didn't want to make the jumper crazy busy, but I really wanted the cats to be clear, I decided to completely boycott it, and I came up with a skull pattern. Now you have to forgive me, it's clearly not very finished, but I'm amazed at how far I have managed to get. I think it's because I now almost know this pattern off by heart. As you can see, I've finished the first sleeve, and what I've started doing is leaving the markers on the sleeve, and then as I knit the other sleeve, transferring them as I go down, so that almost I really don't need to look at the pattern, but because I do a few little tweaks, it means that I can read it without writing it down, which is probably a shame because I should write it down so that I've got it for future reference. But I am very pleased that I've got a whole sleeve, the whole body, and I've just picked up for the second sleeve. And I'm really chuffed with how the pattern's come out. I think you can see that it's skulls and some other sort of simple motifs, and it is slightly festive without being too festive, and I've tried it on and I kind of really want it for myself, but it is a gift and she is having this. This one is knitted in, again, I'm going quite commercial at the moment. Funds for Christmas aren't that fantastic, so I'm doing my best. So this is Drops Nepal, and this is just a black and a medium grey. I believe, from memory, it is about 20 or 30% alpaca and the rest is wool. But this, in particular, the grey feels so soft. But I think anyone that, you know, I don't think she's going to be adverse to wool anyway, but I feel like this is quite a wearable, accessible yarn. Yeah, very pleased with this, quite amazed at how quickly it's knitted up, and might have to knit myself a less festive version of this jumper. I'm going to put that down. So actually, that is all I can show you in the way of knitting. I mean, I've got a cuff of a mitten that I've just put to the side because of the garment projects. I'm hoping to... I was knitting my father a hat for Christmas, but things have changed, so that Christmas gift has been upgraded, and I'm really hoping the yarn arrives tomorrow, because it's quite a big piece, so we'll see what happens there. Maybe it'll be a New Year's gift, but hopefully I will get it done, we'll see. So that's kind of all I really wanted to talk about today, just a little update on what I'm doing. I will pop some footage at the end of this from Make Joy, which was an event in London that was really, really lovely. It was organised by Alison, who also arranges the Yarnporium, which was the first ever knitting event I went to, and it was lovely. But this was more sort of between 10 and 20, I'd say, different stalls, and instead of it being like a big show, everyone just bought sort of a suitcase of what they had in stock. We did the same, so it was quite a simple setup, which was really nice. There was loads of space for people to sit and knit, so it really felt like a day of knitting and talking to people and friends rather than going to a yarn show to feel obliged to purchase. It was really lovely. I didn't make any purchases myself, I was working, but it was a lovely event and I was gifted. So on arrival, because I was working, I got a lovely little Make Joy badge, which will probably live on one of my project bags when I get round to choosing that. And Becky, who I just love her to bits. Sorry Becky, hi Becky if you're watching. She does sometimes watch, you cheeky monkey, and has featured in podcasts before, but she very kindly ran away and bought me this amazing Sinister Cat badge. It's the Sinister Cat cardigan on a Sinister Cat, and I will ruin the name, but I believe her name's Anne Caitlin Baig? I'm going to say that wrong, but yeah, I love this pin badge, and she has her mustard one herself, so I have been wearing this quite a bit, but unfortunately not on days she's been working with me or been with me, but so that's amazing. So I'll pop a little bit of footage from that event at the end, and in the meantime I'll just show you these two gorgeous things. I can't show you what's in them. Oh, that's my wake up alarm, which is very, very delayed. Oh. So welcome back. My apologies for that short little blip. So this is what I want to show you. I would love to show you what's inside, but unfortunately I can't. I don't like having secret projects, but I do have quite a few at the moment. This is a project bag that the lovely Becky, who also gifted me the Sinister Cat badge, made me. It is the cutest. There is holly and cats and robins, and they've got Christmas hats on and candy canes and fairy lights, and it's so perfect. She's never sewn before, and it's even lined. I'm in awe. I'm so grateful. I literally... Knitting friends are the best friends. There's not many people I'm very close to, and it's not for lack of one, it's just life happens. Becky is outstanding. She always goes above and beyond anything. Actually, I'll tell you a short little story. So last week, we worked together in both our jobs, but I was at work, Becky wasn't. I had driven after quite an awful start of the day in my old car, bless her, which didn't start for the first hour of me trying. So I left with plenty of time, luckily, and I did actually arrive exactly on time, but I'd called someone to come and help me, my dad, bless him. By the time he arrived, I actually had my car started and he was just checking it to check that it was going to make it. He was like, no, she'll be fine. So I drove to work, did the full day. It was chaos. It was really great, but it was quite a full-on day of work. I've just realised this will all come to light very soon. It is a bit festive in here without being fully festive. So full day of work, start to drive home, get to a petrol station to top up my car, think, oh, I should really pump my tyres up, but by that point I'd been out of the house for nearly 14 hours. I was completely wiped and riddled with anxiety about getting home. So I skipped it. Anyway, as you can imagine, a mile down the road, my tyre explodes, and I mean that. It had a big sort of 10 centimetre by 10 centimetre gash in it. I nearly got driven into. My car, being old, doesn't have hazard lights. These are all things that are going to be changed. But when I went to the back of my car, my spare tyre was not anywhere to be seen. So I made a phone call. Oh yeah, don't worry, it's in the garage. Never take a tyre out of someone's car without letting them know, which was quite frustrating. It was all okay, but it meant that there was an hour before I was going to get any sort of assistance. Give Becky a quick call just to say, oh, I hope you're okay, like, are you home? So that I actually had someone to talk to while I was sat at the side of the road being a bit nervous. She doesn't even hesitate. She jumps in the car, brings me a chamomile tea and a pear. She is amazing. So she sat behind me with a, well, we sat in her car because at that point my car started to smell like fumes. So we sat behind my car with the hazard lights on and I crashed her house for the evening. So Becky is an absolute superstar and she will feature in more videos, and I'm sneakily trying to encourage her to come and do an episode with me. Hopefully it'd be lovely to do it before Christmas, but we'll see. Anyway, final thing, I've got some footage from me opening it because it was just so, I couldn't, people are so lovely and I'm so grateful. So Duckpool Lane is one of my favourite bag makers ever. I mean, I use this one, which is absolutely crown packed, and the matching Notions case all the time. This actually, I mean, it shuts too, but this has 15 balls of yarn in. For the size, it is absolutely amazing. It's not huge, but it's just very efficient, and look at the way it's retained the shape, and it's sturdy. I just love this bag. Anyway, so Leslie of Duckpool Lane, I was at work. This was after that rather traumatic time I'd had, and I missed out on her shop update, and there was this gorgeous print that had the Angel of the North on, and if you didn't know, Alex is from Newcastle, well, Washington, so it holds a very dear place in my heart, and I got very excited when I saw her bag, and I missed out. I thought I'd missed out entirely, so I sent her a message asking if she was going to have any more in stock, but she super kindly sent me this, and I'd love to show you what's in this. It's actually holding a project. It is a Notions pouch, but it's a very good sized one. I will use this every day. But it's the cutest thing. So she sent me the most kind package. Not only this is a lovely gift for me, but a package for Audrey too, which she brought over to me. Audrey picked them up off the table, the cheeky thing, and brought them over to me as a sign of, I would like some of those please. So she is very grateful too. Leslie, if you're watching, you are amazing, and for anyone else watching, this was a gift, but I recommend her project bags and Notions pouches completely. She did have a cheeky little sale on Etsy at the moment. I mean, look at that colour too. Sorry, I've got a thing for duck egg colours. I want to say duck egg blue and duck egg lilac, and I know that's not really a thing, but that range of colour is something that I love at the moment, even though I'm quite a wearer of black. So yeah, completely grateful, completely in awe that I'm surrounded by so many people that also want to give. I have a few little projects that I'm working on for gifting this Christmas too, that I'll hopefully share with you next week. But I really am going to have to make a move right now, because I am a bit cheeky trying to film this in the morning, and I'm hoping to edit it tonight and have it up for you tomorrow morning. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me. As always, if you have any music recommendations, I have started a little playlist on Spotify. So if you have any, pop them down below. I'll add them to it and start to listen, start to add. It's quite nice to share things. Let me know what you're working on. I do love to hear. I've discovered some amazing patterns that way. Yeah, and I did have a question. Oh, I had a question. Dang it. It was about a project. Dang. Anyway, in the meantime, I hope you have a lovely start to your festive season. The holidays season has felt like it's begun. I am living in a Christmas world right now. Have a lovely week. Enjoy some knitting, enjoy some crafting, whatever it is that you get up to. And I hope to see you again very soon. Thank you so much for joining me. Are you excited? So sweet. He's excited. Oh, that's so beautiful. So cute. You're a bit too excited, aren't you? Especially if I did this. These for you. They're from Stanley. You're excited. I can't believe it. How gorgeous this is.